Georgia Sokratus is on her way into the mountains of Paphos, in the Greek part of Cyprus. She's been driving up here every morning for the past 30 years. We got to know Georgia, a goat farmer, and her difficult situation more than 10 years ago. She tells us she's been left with all the hard work since her husband left the family. Her husband is a Turkish Cypriot. He lives in the north, she lives in the south. The family is divided, just like the island of Cyprus. Her son Albay, one of 5 children, has been helping her recently. As far as the family's concerned, his father is basically absent. He comes to visit them occasionally. The easing of travel restrictions has made that possible. Until now, all attempts at reunification have failed. Cyprus remains divided.
The Polish capital has become a cosmopolitan place. Companies from around the world have opened offices here. Renata Juszkiewicz works for one of them. She's a Warsaw native whom we met for the first time over 10 years ago. Back then, she was the press spokeswoman for the German retailer. Now she's one of its directors, in charge of nearly 150 branches throughout Poland. We accompany her on an inspection in a shopping center. We want to know whether the EU accession helped advance Renata Juszkiewicz's career.
Halo? Dzień dobry, Renata Juszkiewicz.
On the whole, yes, she says. We can hear a note of pride when she tells us she's also president of the Polish Organization of Commerce and Distribution. The group represents the interests of all the major retail companies in Poland.
Jest dbanie o prawidłową harmonizację prawa unijnego na rynku polskim, oczywiście w kontekście handlu.
We think back to our first meeting with Renata Juszkiewicz in 1999. Back then, Warsaw was not yet in the international business swing. The young public relations officer was an enthusiastic fan of the European Union. She was looking forward to exchanging views and profiting from experience abroad. She said Poles had been waiting for this opportunity for generations.
Our trip will take us from Ruchnu to the island of Saaremaa, where we'll meet a fisherman's family. Then we'll go on to the capital, Tallinn, where we'll talk to a successful businessman. In Narva, on Estonia's eastern border, we'll find out how the integration of the Russian minority is progressing. In the university town of Tartu, we'll visit a young Estonian woman, and we'll end our journey on the island of Muhu. This is how we remembered Saaremaa, Estonia's largest island. Thinly populated, like the entire country, with just 1.3 million people. When we first got to know fisherman Yuri Suik on the island in 1999, coastal fishing was scarcely worth the effort. The forthcoming EU accession gave him cause to hope. These days, his catch is still small. EU membership hasn't helped in that respect. Overfishing in the Baltic Sea has left simple fishermen without a chance. So when we meet Yuri again, he tells us he's given it up as a trade.
The son of a Slovenian mother and an English father, Jeffs is the first of our hosts who is still sceptical of the European Union. He says Slovenia has been in a big vacuum since it introduced the euro. He says people have bowed to the demands of politics for more than 20 years.
We all have to just be patient, tighten our belts, so to speak, wait, and once we are independent, once we are internationally recognized, once we are a member of the EU or NATO or anything else, then things will be fine. Well, at the moment it seems that Slovenia has run out of projects.
Run out of projects? The fact is that the Slovenians reached their self-declared goals far quicker than most other new member states. The final leg of our journey takes us to a place that has not changed through the years. Križna Jama is the name of this cave system. It's fascinated Mitja Prelovšek since he was a child. And it is here that we finally find a touch of that increasingly rare phenomenon, Slavic melancholy.